Hello. It's good to see you. Today we are opening a fun little kit here that I purchased online just a little while ago. I tried to get the first one, but I was not able to. But I have the second Dolly Parton Duncan Hines kit here. This is her second baking collection. This is the Dolly Box. And in honor of Dolly, I really couldn't wear anything with offensive words on it. It just felt wrong. I've been listening to Dolly Parton as far back as I can remember, and I couldn't do it. So I just went with this shirt today. So I have not opened this yet. There are going to be all kinds of mixes in here and some other surprises. I really wish I could have gotten the first one, but I'm really happy I was able to get this one. It's big and it's heavy. And what I want to do today is I want to open it up and I'm going to show you everything in here. And they didn't sponsor me. I just bought this as a regular person. I don't do sponsors, but we're going to open this today and we're going to we'll just pick out a couple of mixes in here and we will try it. Now I can say I have tried Dolly's, the coconut cake mix. It's so delicious. Oh my gosh, it is so incredibly good. I have made homemade coconut cakes that were not as good as that one. And you do that with her, she has a vanilla buttercream icing that you can buy, a frosting, and then you just put shredded coconut on top of that after you ice your cake. It was delicious. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was wonderful. I highly recommend it if you like coconut cake. I haven't tried any of the other mixes though. So I'm really excited to open this up and we'll take a look at everything and then we'll pick two of the mixes in here and we're going to make them today. So let's go ahead and open it up. So here we have the box. I have removed the cellophane, the shrink wrap off this box. I love this picture. It's so pretty. She looks like a Barbie doll. And we have the signature down here. And her trademarked little butterfly right there. So it does indicate this is the second baking collection where she partnered with Duncan Hines. So let's go ahead and open this big box. Okay, we have some puffy pillows in here that we can take out. Now let's see what mixes we have. The first one we have, oh, doesn't that look nice? This is Dolly Parton's Fabulously Fudgy Brownie Mix, and it even includes a fudgy syrup. So I haven't tried any of these. Like I said, all I've tried so far is just the coconut cake mix and the vanilla frosting that she has. So there's one. We have the Fabulously Fudgy mix, and here it looks like we've put some pecans on the top of it. I think that might be optional. I don't think this actually comes with any pecans. So you see here, you don't see them. So I think that's just an extra thing you can add if you wish. Fabulously Fudgy Brownie Mix. So that's one. We also have another brownie mix. Look at this one. Dolly Parton's Caramel Turtle Brownie Mix. Oh my gosh. So you have all this melted caramel up here on the top. And it looks like we have walnuts in there as well. This includes caramel drizzle and walnuts. So you're going to just drizzle the caramel over the top. And the walnuts are chopped and they're going to go inside the brownies. Wow. Oh, look, here's something you can do with this. You can take like a cast iron skillet and you can make it in there in the skillet. And they have even included a scoop of ice cream and then they just drizzled the caramel all over it. They're just eating it with a spoon. Look at that. Lord, you could eat that with a spoon. And here we have a little piece that's cut out and placed on a plate with the little bit of vanilla ice cream on top. So that is our caramel turtle brownie mix. Oh, that is so indulgent. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have some papers in here. What are all these papers? It looks like we have some recipe cards from Dolly. Look at this. We have a recipe here for pecan pie brownies. And that was the picture on the back of that first box. You can see the little brownies in there. See, it goes along with that. All right. So we have a recipe card for these brownies, pecan pie brownies. And we have a recipe here for jalapeno cornbread. Oh, look at that. And it comes in a frying pan. We have a recipe for cheddar and chive biscuits. Cheddar and chive biscuits. And here we have a little paper thanking us for showing so much love for Dolly Parton's mixes. Very cute. And we have 2 more mixes in here for those recipe cards. The first one we have is Dolly's sweet cornbread and muffin mix. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? It looks like a yellow cake. Moist and buttery sweet cornbread mix. Or you could do muffins with it. You could do cornbread or little muffins, little cornbread muffins. And there's that jalapeno cornbread on the back that you're going to do in a cast iron skillet. Now, personally, I come from a part of the South where sweet cornbread is not as popular. Typically, in my area where I grew up, you don't put sugar in cornbread. In fact, the first time I ever had cornbread with sugar in it, I thought something was wrong with it. I thought somebody screwed up. Why is it sweet? I didn't have sweet cornbread until I was grown, and I had it in a restaurant, and it was very confusing. So, but we do have this sweet cornbread and muffin mix, so that's very cool. And it's drunk. And then finally for mixes, we have a buttermilk biscuit mix. This makes 14 biscuits. Look at that big old biscuit right there. Oh my gosh. So this is going to be just basic biscuits. They are enlarged to show you the detail. And then on the back you see those cheddar chive biscuits. Now I do love cheddar biscuits. I've never put chives in them though. Cheddar biscuits are very good and very easy to make. So that is our last mix today from Dolly. And what else do we have in here? Oh, look. We have a cute spatula. This is actually really nice. It has a solid wood handle. This is a silicone spatula. And look at this, what it says. What would Dolly do? What would Dolly do? This is a nice little spatula. It's very nice. We have a nice wooden handle on here, and it has the Duncan Hines logo on it right here. And right here, and a little hole if you want to hang it up somewhere. You could put a little string through there or just hang it as is. So we get this adorable little Dolly spatula. And finally, we have yellow crinkles in here. Finally, we do have a Dolly tea towel. Look at this. What would Dolly do? Let's open it up. Oh, isn't that cute? Look at that. That is so sweet. Look at all the pretty butterflies going around it. It goes so well with the little spatula. That is so adorable. Oh my gosh. And the back is just plain like that. So we have this cute little tea towel. I absolutely adore this. This is so cute. So now it is time to pick 2 of these kits. Again, we have the Fabulously Fudgy Brownie Mix and the Caramel Turtle Brownie Mix. So these would be like our 2 desserts right here. I'm going to pick one of these. I think I'm just going to go with the Fabulously Fudgy brownies today. I will save this one for another day. So we're gonna make this one the Fabulously Fudgy brownies. Do that one. And then we have our sweet cornbread and muffin mix here, and our buttermilk biscuit mix. So these will be like our main things, and then we have our dessert. For these, I do think I'm going to go with the biscuits because honestly, sweet cornbread is not my favorite thing. It's okay, but I'm going to save that one for later. So I'm going to go with the buttermilk biscuit mix. I am very curious to see how these turn out. Now, I've grown up eating all different kinds of biscuits. Now, there are a lot of ways to make biscuits. There's not just one biscuit recipe. Everybody makes them a little differently. So I'm very curious to see how these taste. And with that, we're going to have our Fabulously Fudgy brownies. So we're going to get started on that. The first thing we're going to do is make our biscuits. Okay, I have everything all ready. I have washed my cute little spatula, so hopefully we can use this in both of the recipes. It's very nice. I like it. It has a nice solid feel to it. It's really nice. I like it. So what do we need for this recipe? Now you have to look at the side to see what you need. This back here tells you what you need to make the cheddar chive biscuits. So for this, you're going to need 12 tablespoons of butter, divided use, and a cup of milk, and that's it. Okay, so what you want to do, the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Spray a large baking sheet with Pam cooking spray. Well, that's a Duncan Hines product. That's why they specify Pam. I have my shiny Nordic Ware little cookie sheet here, and I don't have Pam. I have Carlini Original cooking spray, and I'm just going to spray my pan with this. There we go. Now I'm just going to move this out of the way. We cannot start this process without at first looking at my bowls. Look at these pretty things. Now these are from Zak Designs, Z-A-K exclamation point. Now you can buy these online. They have this set on Amazon. They have some other colors too, but I really like this one the best. I found these in an antique store, but they're not antiques. Look how pretty they are. They're so vibrant. I love all these pretty colors. This is the smallest one. We almost never get to use this one. I'm going to use this one to put 2 tablespoons of the butter in. Now 10 of the tablespoons are going into the biscuits. The other 2 go on top. The 2 tablespoons, you want to put them on the top. So we have these pretty bowls. Look at this blue one. This is the next largest bowl. It kind of reminds me of robin's eggs, the blue speckles, you know, kind of like that. Yeah, it's so pretty. It has all the little colorful flecks in it. And then we have this sort of a yellowish green bowl. This one here, very pretty. And the largest one is this orange one here. And I think today we're going to be using this one to mix up our biscuit mix with the cold butter and the milk. So again, the directions for just the biscuits will be over here on the side. So what we want to do is pour our biscuit mix into a large bowl, and then we're going to be cutting in 10 tablespoons of cold butter using your hands, a pastry cutter, or a food processor. And I have this lovely little pastry cutter here, which is thrilled to be out of the drawer and in use. I haven't used it in a while. So you want to create coarse crumbs of butter and incorporate it into the dry mix. So that is the first part of step 2. So let's go ahead and pour our biscuit mix into the bowl. Like that. So it's nice and powdery. You can see that. I'm just playing with the cutter. Okay. That looks nice. Now we're going to take our cold butter. I just cut it up a little bitty bit. We're going to cut in 10 tablespoons of cold butter. That is a lot. Okay. I am not a professional, and you can totally do this at home. All right, well, that was quite a workout. So we have our butter cut into this mix here. Now it says that you want to stir in your milk using a scoop down and fold over motion until soft dough forms. Do not overwork the dough. I poured my cup of milk into here and it barely held it. But I always have to use this. We have to use this. We'll use it again with the brownies because I do have to incorporate an egg. So you will see this again. So I'm just going to pour some in. I'm going to set it down. Scoop in. Fold over. I know I'm doing it wrong. I'm sorry if I'm giving you anxiety. I don't know if I have to pour it all in at once or not. It doesn't say. Probably. It's still kind of crumbly. Okay, that looks like a soft dough to me. Now you can roll this out and cut the biscuits if you want to. I'm not going to be doing that. You want to scoop the dough into portions about 3 tablespoons each and drop onto the baking sheet. I have a scooper, but it's nowhere near big enough, so this dough is very sticky and I am afraid to mix it really anymore. It is incredibly sticky. So I'm just going to do the best I can with it. I don't think I've ever made biscuits that were this. I've never had biscuit dough that was this sticky, but that's all right. So we're gonna just make some scoops here. going to be lumpy, but that's all right. I'll tell you the truth, I haven't made biscuits in quite a while. My kids don't really like biscuits, and I don't feel like making them just for me, so this is the first time I've made biscuits other than like canned biscuits in quite a while. It's very sticky. I'm sure you have 400 tips for me. You know what though? Sometimes when you make food, it just doesn't go the way you want it to. I am convinced that there are gremlins or hobgoblins or something out there in the universe that just decide sometimes that batch is not going to do. So I appreciate your hips, your hints and your tips, but sometimes it's just not meant to be, and that's all right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bake those. I don't know how far apart they're gonna spread, so I'm gonna start with these. So I'm going to bake these at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 9 to 11 minutes, and then we will see how they turned out. Well, here they are. They smell wonderful. Now, they're ugly as homemade sin, but if I'm being honest, most of the time when I make biscuits, they come out kind of like this, because I'm not going to sit there and roll them out and cut them. I just sort of drop them on there and I'll let them do whatever they want to do while they bake. If they want to stick an arm out like they're giving me the finger, that's all right. Kind of looks like a praying mantis's head. Nice and brown on the bottom. So we'll be trying these in a little bit. They really smell fantastic. All right, so now we're going to get ready to make some fabulously fudgy brownies to go with these biscuits. Okay, now we are ready to make the fabulously fudgy brownies. I do want to mention the 2 remaining tablespoons of butter for the biscuits were to be melted and brushed over the top of the hot biscuits. But I have to admit, I tried one. They don't, in my opinion, they don't need any butter on top. So I did not put any butter on top of the biscuits. I went ahead and just left that off, just because I think they're really good just as they are. I'm going to show them to you, and I'll talk about them a little bit more in a little bit, but they're very good. They may be ugly, but they taste great. Now this little mix here looks very simple. All you need is a large egg, half a cup of melted butter, and 3 tablespoons of milk. And really all you do, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Take your pan, whether you're using an 8x8 or a 9x9, and it says to spray the bottom with PEMP cooking spray, but again, we're going with this. So that takes care of that. All right, now we want to get into this box and get out the fudge packet, because you have to knead the fudge packet 15 times before opening to soften. Not 12, not 20, 15. So we look in here. I'm guessing this is the fudge packet. Yep, double fudge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Or does this count as a knead? Or do we have to do it like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Squish it around a little bit. It already feels softer. It's the only time in life you'd want to handle something and hope it gets softer. So it feels very pliable now. That's our fudge. Now, what do we do? You're going to take your brownie mix, your egg. I have my egg here. my melted butter and milk and the contents of the fudge packet. So we're just taking everything, mixing it together in a bowl until well blended, about 50 strokes. So that's what we'll do now. So we have our bowl here, and basically we just dump everything in here. Got our mix. Looks like chocolate flavored cement. Look at that. Got our butter, melted butter. I cleaned everything. We have our egg. Bloop. And our little fudge packet. I'm just squeezing it like toothpaste from the bottom and flattening as I go up. It's just drizzling out. Blop. Come on. Okay. And our milk. And we want to beat this together about 50 times. I'm not counting. I would say just mix it, and there are a lot of lumps in it. Just mix it up. Oh, it smells nice. This one is super easy. I like this spatula, it's great. I have my second batch of biscuits in the oven. I wanted to make sure they weren't burning. They're all right. That looks pretty good to me. Now what we want to do is transfer this to our pan. Well, it's very thick. Goodness gracious, look at that chocolatey goodness. And then you want to spread it around in your pan. Get those corners. I need a helper spatula. There. All right. Now, there we have it in our pan. We are going to bake this on a rack in the center of the oven. Let's see, 32 to 35 minutes. The brownie is done when a toothpick inserted 1 inch from the edge of the pan comes out clean. So let's go ahead and bake this and see how it turns out. All right, here we go. It is nice and hot and it smells so good. It looks wonderful. Oh, it's beautiful. It is so, oh my gosh. I wish you could smell this. It smells fantastic. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to let this cool just a little bit. And then we will try some of this brownie. And we'll try the biscuits too. All right, we are all ready to try our biscuits and our brownies from the Dolly mixes. And I have all of my biscuits done here. Look how pretty they are. Ooh. They turned out so cute. This is part of the batch that I did second, and I left them in there a little bit longer. And so these are going to be a little bit more crunchy. And I'll tell you, I did try one. They smelled so good. And I hadn't had lunch yet, and I was really hungry. So I tried one, and they're ugly. They're so ugly. But they're really good. They're light and fluffy, and they're so delicious. It's all that butter. You put a lot of butter in something, it always makes it better. So we're going to try one of those. And I have my lovely brownies too. Look at that. Ooh. Oh man, I wish you could smell this. It smells so good. And this was super easy to make. You just dump everything in a bowl and mix it up. I mean, you could just about mix it in the pan that you bake it in and just stick it in the oven. You know, there you go. Ooh, it smells wonderful. So we're going to be trying that. I guess I should try I'll show you the biscuit first. So here's one of the ones that I didn't bake quite as long. It just smells like a biscuit. Like it smells like a light, buttery biscuit. Now, I did say that you could brush melted butter on the top. I decided not to do that after tasting it. I thought, I really feel like the extra butter is going to be overkill. You could do that. Like I say, I decided not to do that. You break them open, and they're just light and fluffy inside. Now, I just eat them plain. You can make butter biscuits. That's actually very good. Or you could put jelly in there. If it was a little bit larger, you could just cut it in half and you make like a little sandwich, and you could put a little layer of jelly in there, or a little pat of butter or something like that, especially if it's still warm. These have cooled off now. So, but if it's nice and warm, you put a little butter in there. But I didn't want to do that. They have a nice crunch. The second batch is even crunchier because I baked them a little bit longer. These are great. Now, people often ask me, what is a biscuit? I get that question a lot. A biscuit, in my opinion, the closest thing I can think of to compare it to would be a scone, except biscuits they don't have any sweetness to them at all. It's like if you made a scone and didn't put any kind of sugar or anything in it. It's not a cookie. These are great. So the biscuits are really good. I did find the dough to be a bit sticky. I'm not really worried about it though. Of course, it did say if you wanted to, you could roll it out and cut it out and make nice little pretty round biscuits or whatever. I decided not to bother with that. So yeah, they were good. They're very yummy. Very good little biscuits. So now it's time to cut into this big old thing of brownies here. This big old brownie. Is it still just called a brownie before you cut it? Is this just a giant brownie? I guess it's brownies after you cut it up. I don't know how that works. So yeah, it smells fantastic. This could just be a big brownie. You could say, I just had a brownie for lunch. All right, I'm going to take my tiny little spatula. I'm not going to use my Dolly spatula. I think this little thing is great. I found this at Dollar Tree several years ago. It's like a combination. It's like a scoop and a spatula at the same time, and it works great for cutting little stuff. I'm getting the corner piece because that's the best part of a brownie. Oh, it just came right out. I just cut into it and it just scooted right out of there. Look at that. Oh, oh my gosh. That is the most beautiful. That is the most beautiful chocolatey smell. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Okay. So I do have the nice corner. This is the best part right here. This little sort of crunchy part. It's the best part of a brownie. Okay. So it's nice and moist. It looks really good. Oh, that is fantastic. That would go so good with some ice cream on top because it's still pretty warm. Oh my gosh. This brownie is beautiful. Look at that. Oh man. I would have to say that brownie mix, that I believe is one of the best brownie mixes I have ever tried in my life. It is truly, it's wonderful. The amount of chocolate is perfect. The texture is wonderful. Let's get some of that crunch right on that edge right there. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, it's just perfect. Oh. So this was the brownie mix right here. Dolly Parton's Fabulously Fudgy Brownie Mix. Oh my goodness. And all you need is a large egg, half a cup of melted butter, and 3 tablespoons of milk. And that's it. This is wonderful. That is really, really good. I love it. And it was really easy too. It's still nice and hot. So my opinion of these two mixes, love the brownie mix. It is so delicious. It's so good. The biscuit dough was a little bit sticky, but it could be that I just did something wrong. And I'm not really sure. But they taste wonderful though. They taste great. Look at these things. All nice and brown. And again, you could put the melted butter on top. You just brush it on while it's still warm. I didn't feel like it needed it though. Honestly, if I were going to make them, I would try it first without the melted butter just to see how you like it. You might like it better without. So I wanted to read to you this little card. And here we have this little card from Dolly. You know, we had those recipes, but we also have this little card here. It's like a little thank you note. Thank you for showing so much love for my Duncan Hines Southern style cake mixes and frostings. Now I've got another special treat just for you. I'm so glad you'll be among the first to try my new famously fudgy brownies, caramel turtle brownies, sweet cornbread, and buttermilk biscuits. These recipes are a lot like my music, filled with sweet southern charm. I can't wait for you to try them in your own kitchen. So, happy baking, Dolly. Well, I have to say, I had seen the brownie mixes already in the store like a couple of weeks ago, so I don't think those are new. I hadn't seen the cornbread and the biscuit mix, but the brownie mixes I've seen. I have seen those already. So, yeah, I think my favorite is the brownies. I really do. But the biscuits are really good too. But these, man, God, these brownies are fantastic. Wow. And we also got our lovely little tea towel here. This is so cute. It matches my nails, kind of. I like my happy little tea towel. And this spatula is really nice. I love this. See, it's silicone up here. This is really super nice. I'm going to add this to my spatula collection. You'll probably see it again in future videos where we make food. So it's very cute. Yes, awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed getting to see the biscuits. For starters, we started with the buttermilk biscuit recipe, and then we moved into brownies. Wow, man, it was so good. I really enjoyed it. That was so much fun making that, and it was really easy Cutting the cold butter into the biscuits is kind of hard, but it's definitely worth it. It gives you a little workout if you do it by hand, but it's definitely worth it to have that nice buttery taste to your biscuits. Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon.